this is Dave with the Shepherd School, and today we're going to do a special video with a shout out to Amy. Okay? Amy wanted us to make some pepper jelly, and even though I sent her some recipes for pepper jelly, she still said she didn't care. She wanted Jenny and I to make some. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, normally we do jelly from peppers that we grow. However, seeing as it's February, I had to go to the store and buy about a pound of jalapeno peppers. Now, with all kind of produce stuff, the fresher your ingredients, the better it's going to be. So I tried to dig through and find the freshest, firmest peppers. But, you know, I had to go with what they had at the store. So the first step is to wash your peppers. And I'm not going to insult your intelligence with that. We're going to wash it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to slice off the ends and seed them, okay? And we'll come back when that part is done, okay? Now we're just taking a spoon and scraping out the seeds and that white inner rind, making sure that no seeds get in the finished pot over there, because that makes it a little bitter.
Note to self: never touch your nose after handling a hot pepper.
Okay. We're going to blend them, the peppers, and you're going to need 2 cups of vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is what's best, but I don't have any except for some raw vinegar for another project. But you can use regular distilled white vinegar, 5%. You're going to need 2 cups. You're going to put a cup of it in to help blend. And the other cup you're going to use a little later. Along with this, you're also going to need about 6 cups of sugar and some pectin. So we're just going to blend this up. Okay. We're going to set aside, out of 6 cups of sugar, half a cup of sugar. And out of these 3 packets of pectin, we're going to use 1.5 of these packets. And we're going to set this aside. This will help gel it. The pectin is what makes the jelly. Okay. Now what we're going to do is heat up this pepper puree and the sugar and the rest of the vinegar and boil it for about 10 minutes. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to heat up our mix of vinegar, peppers, and sugar until it boils for about 10 minutes. And then once it's boiled for about 10 minutes, we'll add in the pectin and the rest of the sugar. You gotta constantly watch this and stir it because you don't want all this to burn. And as my lovely wife has learned, when you're messing with hot peppers of any type, don't touch your nose. We had to take a filming break while she had some milk. Oleo resin, which is the fatty resins, oleo resin, oily resin. Capsicum, which is the hot stuff in the peppers. It's what they make pepper spray out of. Because it's an oil, if you just drink water, as she learned, it really won't help you, because the water won't displace the oil. So you've got to either drink some milk to try to counteract the acid, or beer, alcohol, like they do in Mexican restaurants. There's a reason that when you go out to eat Mexican, you drink some cerveza, because that alcohol helps break up those oils. That's just a little side note. So anyway, we're just going to sit there and stir this and boil it. When it starts to boil, I'm going to put the timer on, and in 10 minutes we'll come back and we'll show you the next step. Okay, you can tell by the consistency kind of what's been going on. It took a second for it to boil, and then because of the sugar, it was really hard to keep it from boiling over, and you can tell we kind of lost that fight. And where it boiled over, it's kind of turned into basically hard candy, which is about like what it is right now. So now that we boiled it for 10 minutes and stir, and you see that it's kind of broken up, now we're going to add the remaining sugar pectin mix, and then put it at a rolling boil for a minute once this all stirs up. Okay, so we added it, we've got it at a rolling boil. We're going to do that for a minute, and then what we're going to do is we're going to test to see if it's gelled the consistency that we like. And do that. Hand me that glass. I've got a glass here of ice water with a spoon, and all we're going to do is take out a little spoonful of it and let it cool down. And if it gels to the consistency that I want, then we're going to put it in the jars. If not, I'll add the rest of that pectin. Remember, I've got half a package left of my 3 packages, and then boil it again for 1 minute. Okay, take it off the heat. And it's starting to gel. It's still kind of hot. In both ways. Yeah. It's still a little hot, but you can see that it's gelled pretty good. I'm going to consider that good. Now what you do here, if there was any foam, and there's really not, because I guess I stirred it half to death, you would skim the foam off, and all the foam is jelly with air in it. Okay, there's some right there. Sometimes recipes will tell you you can put butter in there, and that will help reduce the foam, but that also could reduce your shelf life. The reason you want to take your foam out is two reasons. Number one, even though it's jelly, it tastes kind of airy, and a lot of people don't like it. But number two, since it's mostly air, it will mess up your headspace in your jars and can contribute to early molding. So, that being said, got my canning funnel and some of these sterilized jars, and we are just going to fill them up to about 1/4 inch of headspace. It's not going to work. Okay, so we had a little bit of a malfunction as we put it in the water bath, or as we were jarring it up. We ran out of battery, and that's why it quit awful abruptly. And so basically all we did was just regular canning procedure. We used the funnel, and we put the jelly into the jars, minding the headspace for the recipe, and in this case it was 1/4 inch of headspace. Now something that you need to know is, once the heat came out for that jelly, it started to gel pretty quick. So there at the end, we were spooning it out by the globs. Once we did that, we cleaned off the tops of the jars, put the lids on, put it in the water bath canner with 2 inches of space of water over the top of it, and then boiled it for 10 minutes. Once that was done, we pulled it off, put it on the thing. And then any of these that did not seal, like that one didn't seal, it will go in the fridge to be eaten here relatively quickly. The rest of these, because they sealed, we'll get a Sharpie with the date and what it is, and put back in the storage jar, in the storage room. Now, this was the leftovers, and it's a different color, as you could tell, because what we did is we mixed it with cream cheese, about half and half. Put it on a cracker, give it to the wife, and she exclaims how wonderful it is, and how
wonderful, it's amazing,
and how it's her new favorite snack. And so this one will be eaten by the time that I can even get this downloaded onto the computer. This will be gone. This jar will go in the fridge to be mixed with cream cheese later. One of these will go to Amy. And Amy didn't know when she asked this probably how much mess making jelly is, but let me tell you, jelly makes a mess. And the rest of it will go in the storage closet.
And you need to add that Amy is your wonderful sister-in-law.
Yes, anyway, Amy, the person that caused us to make a big mess and to have a good time doing this. But anyway, you can always catch us online at www.tandgun.com.
See you later.